check out our new sponsor, the Health Blaze. All the information is in the description. Use the promo code above. Goodfellow One Boxing at 18% off of all their natural products, from deodorant, pomade, toothpaste, and much, much more. And they have additional discounts on their website as well. That's thehealthblaze.com. Starting December 20th. That promo code is good for 18% off. We go. All right, what's going on? You back, Goodfellow Sports TV. We in the building. Appreciate everybody for showing love. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Won't miss another video. And I did catch the Artur Beterbiev knocking out Hot Rod 15 seconds into the 5th round. Let's talk about the fight. Hot Rod had a significant height advantage on Beterbiev. I think it was like 3 inches or something like that. He was 6'2", Beterbiev about 5'11". And you know, if they had let this fight go on, let me say that, past the 5th, and Hot Rod was taking a lot of hard shots, but he still was there. You know what I'm saying? He had took a knee at one point in the fight, but hey, he still was in there banging and exchanging with Beterbiev. He wasn't scared of Beterbiev power or nothing like that. So let me say that first. But had this fight made out the 5th and Beterbiev was able to, Hot Rod was able to recover a little bit and get his legs and buy some time, he could have gave Beterbiev hell down the stretch, because he showcased a good jaw. But Beterbiev, you know, Hot Rod seemed to be the better boxer, mover, you know, trying to be slick. But Beterbiev hand speed is underrated, bro. For real. Beterbiev is a monster. He may be the best at 175. The only guy I'm not convinced that Beterbiev beat is Kovalev. That's the only one that I think that's his toughest foe. But I'll talk about that at the end of the fight. Hot Rod boxed well, but you know what? He got caught up in exchanging with Beterbiev. Had he been on the defense a little bit more and made Beterbiev miss instead of exchanging with Beterbiev early on, he probably would have lasted the distance, but that's what made it a great fight. The sad thing about the fight, man, as well, too, was that after Gabriel Flores Jr., fought, everybody left. I mean, that joker was empty. You know what I'm saying? So, Stockton, didn't care nothing about Beterbiev and Hot Rod. They should have just made Gabriel Flores the main event. But how can you tell, Beterbiev, a world champion, that a prospect that's 18, 19, 20 years old, you're going to be fighting on his undercard? So that's tough to sell, right? And it was on regular ESPN, and I think Bob Arum took this regular ESPN date to take a shot at the Zone and to take a shot at Oscar De La Hoya, because you remember Oscar ran over to work with Bob after, Al Heyman took some of his fighters and stuff of that nature. So, and then Bob still played him, and now Bob tried to go head up. So boxing is a war about power, who got the better investors, who got the better platform. They counter programming each other, ESPN and the Zone last night, but hey, it is what it is. But back to the fight, Beterbiev came out with underrated hand speed, and I was telling my brother, the Cali Enigma, we was watching the fight, and I was telling him, like, man, before the fight came on, we was watching the Warrior game, and I was like, man, Artur Beterbiev got faster hands than Gilberto Ramirez. He said it's close. I said, I don't think it's too close. And Beterbiev came out with blazing hand speed, and he got really good balance, and he had a really good right hand, and he had a really good left hook. I mean, he was hurting old boy in them exchanges, bro, for real. He was hurting Hot Rod. Hot Rod kind of stunned him. I wouldn't say Beterbiev was hurt, but Hot Rod could have kind of stunned him a little bit, and but it kind of had froze Beterbiev body. He did freeze Beterbiev body. Let me say that he froze Beterbiev body. You know what I'm saying? With a couple shots, and had Beterbiev standing straight up like a pogo stick. But Beterbiev was able to take the punches a lot better than Hot Rod. Hot Rod was trying to absorb Beterbiev punches, but at the end of the day, Beterbiev just cracked too hard. And Beterbiev looked like he had the quicker hands. Now Hot Rod was the slicker fighter, and had he been more slicker and more defensive in some of those exchanges and tied up instead of trying to make a war, maybe this fight get to the 8th, 9th round, and maybe Beterbiev don't have the stamina, or maybe he started tired down, because he was going in there to end the fight. He was going in there to really KO Beterbiev, man. I mean, to Hot Rod. He was looking for the home run. He was looking for the home run punch right off the rip. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, Hot Rod should have slid more, should have went up under punches more. He should have grabbed more. He should have survived early. But that's what made it the best fight of the night that I seen. Now, I didn't see every fight. I seen the Lamont Roach fight, a little bit of the Saddam Ali fight, a little bit of the Vigil Ortiz fight. I seen he beat up homeboy Mauricio Herrera in 3. But Hot Rod had a hell of a reach advantage, man. He was trying to use it. He was boxing good at time, but Beterbiev, I think, was a little bit more athletic than he thought he was. And Beterbiev had some underrated quick feet, and his hand speed bothered him, and his punch accuracy bothered Hot Rod a lot in that fight, man. And like I said before, this dude got 100% KO ratio, 14 wins, 14 knockouts. And if Beterbiev can get back in the ring, he's 34 years old, so he really should be, rushing to fight, any and everybody, man. So I heard Kovalev is going to fight Yard, and I heard Yard was getting cold feet, but his coach and his manager, Tunjay, say they should expect the announcement really, really soon. So, Yard going to take that, whatever it is, $4 million to fight Kovalev in Russia. That's too much money to pass up, even for a person with the lack of experience, and people think they got the duckage of Anthony Yard. So we'll see. But Hot Rod, he tried. He boxed. He was turning, using angles, but Beterbiev was just too strong, too accurate. And Beterbiev a real monster, man. He wasn't fighting. I watched him fight Eric Nolan. I wasn't impressed. And Top Rank won that purse bid. He fought Joe Smith Jr. I wasn't impressed. He looked slow in that fight. But if he can get back active and fight 2-3 times a year, he really need to fight 3 or 4 times a year. He's 34 years old. He really need to fight 3-4 times a year, unify, clean the division up, and retire. But I don't know if it's a light heavyweight that can beat Artur Beterbiev. I don't whatever they call it, Beterbiev or Beterbiev. I don't know if it's a lightweight that can beat him. If somebody could beat him, it's probably gonna be Kovalev. But the shit that he dishing out, he got better hand speed than Kovalev, and I'm gonna go ahead and go on a limb and say he probably got better stamina than Kovalev. That shit that he dishing out, he a problem. You know what I'm saying? That shit that he dishing out, I don't think too many of them dudes they're taking. Gosvick ain't, Gosvick can box, but he ain't got shit for Beterbiev. It's only a matter of time before Beterbiev clip that chin. Dmitry Bivol, that's why he went over to the zone, get his ass whooped too. Kovalev is the only one up there that can beat Beterbiev. I seen it last night. I seen the ability. Now, Hot Rod, he beat the shit out of Marcus Brown when PBC first started, and they robbed him, and Marcus Brown never shot that fair one back. But, with Beterbiev, I don't see too many dudes fucking with Beterbiev. Like, I don't see nobody at light heavyweights. Super middleweights that can come up and beat him, currently none. Gilberto Ramirez getting knocked out like his father used to. You know what I'm saying? Kovalev is the only one. And Alvarez suffered another injury. He's supposed to fight Jesse Hart on a Tyson Fury Tom Schwartz fight. And obviously he injured. He old as fuck. And, it's a wrap for him. I believe if he could get injured like that, because he had a bicep or arm tricep injury. So it ain't looking too good for him neither as far as age. And all them dudes up there older, I think, Gosvick and Bivol, the youngest one, I think Gosvick like 30, 31, Bivol like 28, 29 years old. Everybody else, 30-something years, 34. Kovalev, 35, 36. Beterbiev, he 34 years old. And like a lot of them dudes, Badu Jack is a little older. For the most part, all them dudes up there old and they need to fight. Now, Hot Rod 27, he got some time left. You know what I'm saying? He could build his career back up. It's only his second loss. But he need to learn to be a disciplined defensive fighter, because he got all the ability to roll shots, slip shots. He need to learn how to tie up and win the return fire when he at that perfect distance. Beterbiev had the shorter arms, so them punches was going to get there first. He had the longer arms, and Beterbiev was beating him to the punch. But he had enough power to give Beterbiev respect. But Beterbiev is just a tough SOB, man. So it was the best fight I seen last night. By far better than Jacobs and Canelo. You got to stop it. You got to drop. You got, Beterbiev got stunned. High Rod got hurt a few times. So, for real, man, I definitely enjoyed the fight. ESPN put on a good little fight card. Surprised that I'm surprised that it was that good. I'm surprised it was on ESPN, but that was a direct shot at the zone. Shout out to Gabriel Flores Jr., man. Highlight reel knockout last night. Seemed like he really building his strength up. So, when them young fighters, they going to build that strength up, man. You got to take time. They're not going to come out, punching like a 19, 18, 70-year-old Mike Tyson. But, hey, it's Goodfellas Sports TV. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Hellblaze, at thehellblaze.com. Promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Get you 18% off the 100% all natural products from lotion, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, deodorant, toothpaste, hair pomade, much, much more. Website, promo code are both in the description. Check it out, man. Get that 18% off when you use the promo code GoodFellowUnboxing. And don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Appreciate the love. Best way to donate is share the video. Goodfellow Sports TV. We gone.